just ahead on CTV News.
A code orange air quality alert has been issued for the Washington, D.C. area. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll give you all the details on how you should prepare coming up on CTV News.
As protests are planned in nearly 2,000 locations around the nation this weekend, Prince George's will not miss out. Just ahead, we'll tell you more about those rallies.
Utility companies are now working with some nonprofit groups to help some Maryland families with the high cost of energy bills. I'm Katara Jones in Annapolis. I'll tell you more about that new initiative coming up on CTV News.
Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for June 12th. I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, Prince George's County is under an air quality warning today. CTV's Bryce Parker is in Glenarden with the details.
If you had outdoor plans today or tomorrow, you might want to reconsider or even reschedule. A code orange air quality alert has been issued for D.C., all of Northern Virginia, all of Prince George's County, and the lower portions of Montgomery County as well.
About halfway up the air quality index, a code orange usually indicates that the air may bother some sensitive groups like children, the elderly, and people with heart or respiratory issues like asthma. The Council of Governments recommends that you should avoid activities like lawn mowing and outdoor grilling on unhealthy air days. Consider carpooling, taking public transit, and filling up your car after sunset, as well as turning off electronics when they're not in use to keep your home cool.
Now, the air quality isn't the only element that county residents should be worrying about. Temperatures are expected to soar into the 90s both today and possibly tomorrow, so heat exhaustion could be a point of concern for both sensitive groups as well as people who spend their time working outdoors. And reporting in Glenarden, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
All right, thanks, Bryce. And new developments in the story. The entire state of Maryland is now also under a code orange warning. Meanwhile, the Prince George's County Police Chief might be on his way out. Malik Aziz has been named as one of 3 finalists to be the next permanent police chief in Phoenix, Arizona. The chosen candidate will be announced in July, but Aziz and the 2 other finalists will appear at a public forum on June 16th at 8 p.m., and the event will be live streamed. Aziz has over 35 years of experience in law enforcement and has served as chief of police for the Prince George's County Police Department since 2021. Now to an update, a confidential school board meeting and a superintendent's future hanging in the balance. The Prince George's County School Board met behind closed doors in the early hours Wednesday morning, discussing the fate of Superintendent Millard House. This comes days after the county's teachers union voted no confidence in House, blaming his leadership for teacher shortages and a system they say is failing students. But not everyone agrees. The principals union is rallying behind House, calling the move to fire him rushed and damaging. With 2 years left on his contract, House's future could soon be decided. No final decision has been announced, but pressure on the board is growing. Now, over the last few days, the nation has seen some wide-scale protests, Some are against the Trump administration's tough immigration policies. Others are on the ongoing war in the Middle East and in Ukraine. This weekend, Prince George's has a No Kings protest of its own lined up. Here's CTV's Noel James with more.
The streets will be busy this weekend as Washington prepares for the Army's 250th anniversary parade and President Trump's birthday. Now, the 2 events coinciding have sparked peaceful protests around the nation, including right here in Prince George's County. From Los Angeles to New York City to right here in Riverdale, rallies dubbed the No Kings protests will be happening to be in defiance of President Trump and a number of key factors of his administration. The indivisible Route 1 corridor chapter will be hosting a peaceful protest. Organizers have called the demonstrations an opportunity to show the world what democracy looks like.
We want to celebrate America. We want to celebrate, our community, and we want to celebrate the fact that we don't have kings in America, no matter what our current president may think about that.
While tanks are rolling into the nation's capital, there are no protests scheduled to happen in Washington, likely following a strict warning from Trump.
As any protester wants to come out, they will be met with very big force.
I'm absolutely concerned about what the president is saying about using force against peaceful protesters. I do think the focus of our event on Saturday is to be away from downtown DC so that there's no excuse to crack down on anyone. We're having a party with children.
Indivisible will have their event simultaneously with President Trump's military parade right here at the Riverdale Neighborhood Park. I'm Noel James for CTV News.
Noel, thanks for that report. Maryland leaders, utility companies, and nonprofit groups are coming up with a solution that will reduce the financial burden of high energy bills. CTV's Katara Jones is in Annapolis for the announcement.
So many Maryland families have talked about the high cost of energy bills. Well, today, a new initiative looks to give some of those Maryland families some financial relief.
This fund is a collaboration between energy providers and nonprofit leaders all across the state of Maryland.
Utility companies like Pepco, BGE, and Delmarva Power announced a new program known as the Customer Relief Fund. The new initiative will give financial support in paying energy bills this summer to low and moderate income customers in Maryland.
To have an announcement that's going to give ratepayers a little bit of relief, our low and moderate ratepayers, it matters because people are feeling the squeeze, and I am focused on making sure we can bring down costs, bring down prices, and give people a little bit of economic breathing room right now.
The Customer Relief Fund is in partnership with nonprofit groups like the Salvation Army, Hartford Community Action Agency, Shore Up, and the United Way of Central Maryland. Pepco, which is the primary utility company in Prince George's, is working with the Salvation Army, who will administer the funds.
Every day, people come to our door and they have needs, and our primary role is to help meet those needs when at all possible. And so to be able to partner with someone like Pepco, where we can provide much needed relief for people who are struggling to keep their electric on, will be critical for us to giving hope to the community in Prince George's County.
Officials say $19 million have been allotted to the Customer Relief Fund. Beginning in July, eligible Pepco customers that apply and get approved for the funds will be able to receive a one-time grant up to $300. That money will then get credited to the customer's Pepco account.
This fund couldn't be more critical because this is about people. This is about people struggling to pay bills. This is about deciding between groceries and between, am I going to have electricity today? It couldn't be more critical time with what we're seeing with high energy prices.
As energy bills tend to go up during the summer months, officials want this fund to provide immediate relief to customers who need it the most. Katara Jones, CTV News.
For more details on Pepco's Customer Relief Fund, visit pepco.com/reliefmd. And Maryland's credit may have taken a hit, but investors still showed confidence. The state sold $1.6 billion in bonds Wednesday, despite a credit downgrade from Moody's. And officials say it went better than expected. The downgrade last month knocked Maryland's credit rating from AAA to AA1, but two other agencies kept the state at the top.
Everything worked out just as we had expected it would. The state did well in spite of what, you know what, I'm not going to even do that. I so wanted to go there, but the state did really well with this sale. We are pleased.
Congratulations to you and your team on another successful bond sale. Yes, the state did very well. There's no reason for us to be moody today.
The state earned over $125 million in premiums, even without a AAA rating from all three agencies. And 1/3 of Maryland's population goes hungry, according to the Maryland Food Bank. But the organization just received a 6-figure grant in its fight to lower that number. Walmart and Feeding America have awarded $750,000 to the Maryland Food Bank. The main goal of the grant is to have more retail rescue programs and to fund more supplies and staff towards food rescue efforts. Fresh, frozen, or shelf-stable food at grocery stores will be picked up by food banks and community partners from the Feeding America network. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, local business owners were recently slapped with a hefty last-minute safety fee. After the break, find out why and who's enforcing it. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Leland Melvin, and I travel to space twice as a NASA astronaut. Space technologies help protect our precious Earth. Space helps us monitor changes in carbon emissions, track the pace of climate change. It even helps us fight natural disasters. Make sure that you get out to your local science museum or go to spaceforall.us to explore and learn about space and science. Space is for all.
If alcohol builds a wall around you that doesn't let you see where you're going, that keeps you feeling isolated and alone, that makes you feel hopeless, know this: we're here to help if you want us to. It's never too early or too late to ask for help with a drinking problem. Alcoholics Anonymous. There is a way out. For more information, visit aa.org and download the Meeting Guide app.
Welcome back. Tonight, salon owners in Laurel are reeling after receiving a letter that states business owners at the Phoenix Salon Suites have to pay a fee related to permit requirements. We spoke to one barber who says his business could be in jeopardy. Christopher McDaniel has been cutting hair for about 23 years. And he's been at the Phoenix Salon Suites in Laurel for about 8.
I'm on the pathway to open up my own business. So going from the barbershop to opening up a suite, it allows me to experience like what I'm going to be coming into as far as ownership.
He says it wasn't until he received a letter from the city of Laurel that made him second guess leaving.
And I was shocked, and I have additional expenses. I have kids, I have my family, I have the rent I have to pay here. I believe it should be postponed until 2026.
The letter is a note to owners to pay for a use and occupancy permit, stating the regular cost of a new permit is $250 for all businesses occupying less than 2,000 square feet. It goes on to say the mayor of the city temporarily reduced the fee to $100. Owners have until June 30th to pay it. Like Chris, other owners in the suites are also believed to feel the fee is too high and the time to pay it is too soon.
Supporting small businesses is the backbone of the economy.
Martin Mitchell, former Laurel City Council member, announced his run for the District 1 seat earlier this year.
The first thing that I hear from small business owners is how long it takes them to get their doors open. Supporting small businesses is the reason that, we have so many people with the ability to work in Laurel.
And Mitchell is working to support those owners and making sure their voices are heard. We reached out to the city of Laurel for comment, but have not heard back yet. And the Maryland Appellate Court has just reversed a ruling that prevented a man under guardianship from voting. Officials say this reversal recognizes supported decision-making as an important accommodation for people with disabilities who want to vote. The Prince George's County Circuit Court wrongfully disqualified Williams Poosley from voting and denied his parents' petition of the Supported Decision-Making Act. The Maryland Appellate Court said the law was misapplied and confirmed that people with disabilities still have voting rights. And another Montgomery County Council member is throwing his hat in the ring for county executive. County Council member Andrew Friedson announced the launch of his campaign yesterday. He was elected as the youngest council president and council member in Montgomery County history. His goals include making the county more affordable and increasing economic opportunity. Friedson will go up against both at-large council members Will Dwando and Evan Glass for the county executive seat. And a giant rolling air freshener or a glimpse into the future of parking garage security. Montgomery County's newest team member isn't human. It's a 420-pound, 5-foot, 4-inch security robot named Parker. Right now, it's charging up in a Silver Spring garage as part of a pilot program designed to test how well the robot can patrol, monitor license plates, and even run thermal scans. But it's not in action just yet.
Yeah, Parker is a robot that is part of a security program in a garage. It's being tested in the Ellsworth garage in downtown Silver Spring. It is not something the county has decided to pursue at this point yet. It's being tested. And so it is in the preliminary phases, assessing, it hasn't been programmed for the garage specifically. It's being tested though, in terms of, does it have any issues in our garage? Does it go up ramps and all those things effectively? All those things you would need to test before you engage in a decision around whether you purchase long-term a piece of equipment like that.
Parker is equipped with 360-degree cameras that store footage for 30 days, license plate readers, strobes, sirens, and even a call button to call police in case of an emergency. And still to come on CTV News, if you need help figuring out your weekend vibe, Brittany Aaliyah is here with another What's the Move.
We're celebrating a huge birthday in a very big way, and Father's Day is right around the corner. If you need some plans, What's the Move is up next, right after this quick break.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
With macular degeneration, you lose your central vision.
You have a blind spot right in the center of your face, so I can't actually see your face.
So even that little circle in which I could see became a big blur.
I was 65 when I first was diagnosed with glaucoma.
There were no symptoms. I had no headaches.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
You lose mobility, independence, changes your entire life.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
My husband tells me that I have beautiful brown eyes, and I don't want to lose that.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
Diversity is in our nature. It is in nature, too. Biodiversity. It connects us and sustains us. But nature's biodiversity is at risk more than ever before, and the future of all life is in our hands. So what will you do? Love it or lose it?
It is so hot out today, but I'm about to get this hike in, and I just had to show you the view. Beautiful.
Yo, you should come out here. We came outside to unwind.
Oh, wow.
What's the laptop? Transmission.
We outside, come find us.
Prince George's County is rolling out an expansion of bus shelters and launching a new free fare transit program. It's part of a plan to make public transportation more comfortable, accessible, and equitable for residents. The county's bus shelter expansion program will add more than 20 new shelters at high demand and underserved bus stops. The shelter expansion is timed to coincide with the launch of the free fare service beginning June 30th. And travelers, listen up. If you're one of the passengers who unbuckles their seatbelt before the plane has fully stopped, you could be in for a fine or even jail time. After a growing number of safety violations and complaints, the Turkish Aviation Authority is cracking down on passengers who unbuckle their seatbelts access overhead compartments, or occupy the aisles before their plane has fully stopped. In the U.S., the FAA requires everyone on a plane to wear seatbelts at all times. The failure to do so could result in it being considered an unruly passenger, which could lead to jail time, thousands of dollars in fines, and travel restrictions. And it's time to pause for our pet of the week. Meet Leah and Sam, two positively adorable 3-month-old black and white domestic short hair kittens. These fur babies have been at the shelter since the 4th. Animal Services say they're ready to purr their way into your heart.
So at 3 months, kittens are not too hard to take care of. They're already eating solid food. And most of the time they are automatically litter box trained. So a lot of people don't know, but it is easier to get 2 kittens at the same time, so then they can keep each other entertained. So if you're in the market to get a companion, we urge you to come down to our facility to check out our cat population.
If you would like to adopt Leah or Sam or any of their furry friends, call Animal Services at 301-780-7200 or scan the QR code right there on your screen. Now, there's a lot of road closures this weekend, which can only mean one thing. That's right, something big is happening in the city. If you're celebrating Father's Day and could use some help on events to attend, Brittany Aaliyah is here with What's the Move.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all are having a fantastic week so far. We're at the home stretch, and there's a lot happening in the DMV this weekend, so prepare yourselves. But it's going to be a great time. Like, I feel it. Let's start with tomorrow night at Nats Park. They're playing the Miami Marlins, and it's also U.S. Army Day with the Nats. But the action actually starts after the game during the post-game concert show. And let's just say, diamond-selling, multi-platinum, and 3-time Grammy award-winning rapper, superstar, what else can I say? Nelly, ladies and gentlemen, is hitting the field. After the game, stick around and don't go anywhere, because you're in for a real treat with Mr. Hot and Her himself, okay? Rolling into Saturday, Nats Park is also hosting Pups in the Park. Oh my God, so cute. As they say, skip the dog park and come to Nationals Park. It's for a good cause, so bring your fur babies out and let them bark in the park and enjoy themselves, because all the proceeds from the dog ticket sales will be donated to the Humane Rescue Alliance. Very nice. All right, now let's get to the big stuff. The U.S. Army is marking a major milestone, its 250th birthday. Wow, that's amazing. The Army will host a massive, and when I say massive, I mean massive public celebration in D.C. on Saturday with a large-scale Army birthday festival, a grand military parade, and a fireworks display. There's also going to be concerts, NFL players, 50 helicopters and aircraft, and more than 6,000 soldiers participating in the parade. I heard this will be a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle that you don't want to miss. So come on out. We're also celebrating Juneteenth a bit early in Prince George's County, but it's never too early, with a Juneteenth Jubilee Festival on Saturday at Allen Pond from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then there's a Juneteenth Festival at Watkins Regional Park from noon to 5 p.m. on Saturday as well. And if you don't mind a little drive, which I don't think is too bad, head to Wolf Trap to watch the soulful and talented Miss Erykah Badu grace the stage on Saturday evening. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the show starts at 8 p.m. Finally, Sunday is Father's Day, and I'm wishing all the fathers, dads, stepdads, father figures, etc. an early happy Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to my dad as well. I love you, Daddy. Shout out to all the guys, and look, do something extra special for the men in your lives this weekend. They deserve it. Have a great one, and I'll see you here again next week on What's the move?
All right, thanks so much, Brittany. Lots happening this Father's Day weekend. All right, well, don't go anywhere. Simon Buggs is here with our Thursday sports page.
Hey everybody, and coming up in sports, Commanders cornerback Marshawn Lattimore speaks on how he's feeling following an injury-plagued 2024 season. Be right back.
The drug scene in Maryland is changing. Fentanyl and xylazine are being added to street drugs, and you may not even know it. Xylazine is not even intended for humans, and fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin and contributed to over 80% of overdose deaths in our state. Anyone who uses drugs, even occasionally, is at risk of overdose. To learn more, visit stopoverdose.maryland.gov or call or text 988.
Okay, people, your Thursday sports page is here. Now mandatory minicamp for the Washington Commanders continues, and a player looking to bounce back this season is cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. The four-time Pro Bowler was traded to Washington last season, but wasn't able to play his best brand of ball as he was dealing with a hamstring injury most of the year. But now that he's had time to recover, the former Defensive Rookie of the Year says he's feeling like himself again.
Just the burst, just getting out my breaks and all that. And I was dealing with hamstring, that take a lot out of you, and it take a long time to heal. And I was just trying to battle through that. But now, since I got a full, off season, I just feel great. I feel explosive and all that.
From Lattimore to rookie Trey Amos, the burgundy and gold secondary has some talent. And Michigan product and second-year player Mike Sainristil gave his thoughts on just how special this group can be.
We have a very talented room. We have a lot of guys who are special and, in their own ways of how they play. And I think, just with the guys we have in the room, we could really be one of the top, top defensive back rooms in the league. And we have what it takes. Everyone is an ultimate competitor. So we just have to go out there. As long as we're always communicating, we take care of the small things. I think we can be a very special unit.
Whew, man, I can't wait for the start of the season. Meantime, up Terp soccer fans because the men's team schedule for the 2025 season has been released. In 2025, head coach Saso Sorovsky and company will face off against multiple non-conference opponents, including Wake Forest, Georgetown, and Pitt. And in conference play, Maryland will play home games against Northwestern, Michigan, Rutgers, Indiana, and Washington. For more information on the team schedule, visit the website on your screen. Sticking with soccer news, congratulations to the DeMatha Soccer Academy on winning the state championship. The Sags will travel to Pennsylvania next to represent Maryland at the United States Youth Soccer Association's Eastern President's Cup from June 13th to the 17th. Good luck, fellas. And wrapping up sports, the Baltimore Orioles bounced back from their series opening loss against the Detroit Tigers, winning Game 2 of the series yesterday, 10-1. The final game of the series will take place tonight at 6:35. And that is your Thursday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
All right, Simon, with a look at sports, thank you. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight is going to be mostly cloudy with calm winds in the evening. Tomorrow, we're going to reach a high of 90 to kick off the weekend, but grab your umbrellas. We have a weekend of rain ahead. Saturday, it'll be 86 degrees. Rain is expected to start after 2 p.m. Sunday, that rain is expected around the same time, 2 p.m., and we'll have a high of 81 and a low of 67. And for our community calendar this Saturday, Prince George's Community College is hosting a Juneteenth block party celebration, rain or shine. The festivities include food trucks, yoga and stretching classes, Buffalo Soldier reenactors, and more. This celebration takes place from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., but for more information, call 301-546-7422. And that's all the time we have for CTV News. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.